So fitness journey, probably in the last 5 years has really changed. I'd always been fairly fit, and then I went through a period where I really didn't work out a whole lot. I spent more time with the kids and coaching and going all their activities. So it was 5 years ago when the challenge started. My son was coming here, and I saw the classes going on, and talked with Tony a little bit about what they were doing and how the classes worked, and it looked like it was something that would fit more of what my personality was. I couldn't find myself going to the gym and running on a treadmill and just kind of mundane workouts and working on my own. So the first year that the challenge was started is really when I kind of got back into things, and it really kind of hit the goals I was looking for. The first year I was here, I started off at 243 pounds, and then as we got started through the classes, it really kind of got me motivated. I was coming every day. Sometimes I'd come twice a day. Changed my diet to kind of get into the groove. And after 6 months, I had dropped down to 193 pounds. And at that point, I thought I had figured it out. And so I kind of stopped coming and was planning on doing everything on my own. And about a month was okay. And just as the rest of the year kind of unfolded, I just kind of had started really kind of dropping off. And so when the challenge came around again, I kind of got myself motivated to get started. But I tried to take it from a different angle of treating it as what life really was like. I didn't change my diet much. I came when I could, and did okay again. And then after 6 months, again, I outsmarted the system and I could do it on my own. And 6 months after that, I was back at the challenge, and my weight had kind of creeped its way back up. So this year, when the challenge came around again, my weight had creeped back up to about 227. Wanted to kind of get started and focused a little bit more on a little bit on the nutrition, but really trying to balance the exercise with what I was eating. I was able to drop another 28 pounds and kind of get under the 200, which is what my goal was. Found kind of what my motivation had to be. It wasn't worrying about losing the weight while that was a part of it, but I used the exercise to really get myself figured out of what was going to push me. So it wasn't to just do the class and just to lose the weight. It really now for me is that during those classes, how far can I go? Every time, Tony or Brian or whatever will get tired of me asking, but it's like, did anybody finish today? And if not, that's been my push of I'm going to finish one way or another, whether it's within the time limit or if I got to go an extra 5 minutes, I'm going to finish that class, make myself feel a whole lot better throughout the day. Block time out on my calendar at work to make sure that I can get to class each night. My work's flexible enough that I've got it's easy for me to be able to plan everything out as I want to. If there's nights that I can't, then I try to make sure that I get there that morning, or I'll double up on a day if I need to and come to the 6:30 a.m. class. It's a lot easier now for me than it used to be. One, the excuses are gone, but the other thing is with my kids being older, not having to cart them around as much to games and to practices and coaching and all those things. So it's really made things a lot simpler. My wife and I have both made exercise important. She works out first thing in the morning, and I tend to do it in the afternoon, but we kind of schedule not everything around it, but we make sure things kind of work, that she can get to her workouts. At night, I can get to mine. We dinner a little bit later. Weekends, it's kind of the same thing when we're trying to do things. I'll adjust my schedule to come to the 8 o'clock class if I can't make it to the 10 o'clock. I've even gotten to the point now where on Sundays, I'll try to figure out something to do on my own because I don't have the class. Whether it's running on my own or just going for a walk, taking the dogs for a walk, I'll do something so that I'm staying active. But it's important for us to make sure that we've got it scheduled now. It's really become a habit, and it's made things a lot easier. Balancing the personal life and the exercises, like I said, it's gotten a lot easier now. my boys, my youngest is very active, but he's old enough now that he can drive himself, so I don't have to worry about doing those things. Just getting my older son kind of into it a little bit, and so he'll come here with me sometimes. So balancing things has really gotten easier for us to do with the boys being older than when they were a lot younger. Usually up about 5:30. Um, Try to get set ready to go to work, and at work I do tend to try to make sure I get up and wander around a few times a day just to kind of get my legs stretched and clear the mind, and get moving a little bit. Um, my work schedule is pretty flexible, so I try to make sure that we don't provide any or have any meetings set up for late in the afternoon. Like I said, I block my calendar to make sure I can get to class and get out of the office by like 4:45, so I can get here on time. I come to class, go home, eat dinner, and then the rest of the night I don't do a lot of prep the night before, other than just making sure what's my schedule look like the next day, and how do I need to think about my exercise. So if I know, like I know this next coming week, I'm going to be traveling out of town on Wednesday night. So I already know next Wednesday I'll be coming at the 6:30 class, so I don't miss it and get those things kind of worked in. I'm kind of more of a last minute guy, so after I get up in the morning, if I decide whether I'm working out or not, I'm packing my bag last minute and just getting everything thrown in. I haven't done much food prep, which is probably my Achilles heel at this point. It's getting my nutrition figured out. But it's just making sure that I've got my schedule planned and make it so I can get to the class every night. So, final thoughts that I have are: find your motivation. What gets you here? For me, once I get to class, it's making sure that I finish, that I work as hard as I can. What's that next level? I'm trying to start doing the extreme class and see if I can keep up with what everybody's doing there. The other piece is the nutrition. You got to find your own balance and try to work that in, but you can't go overboard. You've got to piecemeal it together and not go crazy.